r/AskReddit by Reddit and chill. Laser tag employees of Reddit. What was the weirdest things you've seen happen in the arena? I never saw anything super strange. Did see a couple surprising injuries though. The arena is dark and lit by black lights. So of course for liability purposes we do the whole rule reading before each round, and one of the rules is obviously no running. Kids would inevitably break the rule and end up running into something. But usually not at a speed that could do any more than some bumps or bruises. One little girl managed to sprint full tilt into a wall and break her nose. That was quite the event. Real bloody. Real traumatizing for the other kids. Our arena also had some obstacles. Like boxes and barrels and shit. Some of them were loose and could be adjusted between rounds, but were still quite heavy to avoid accidental movement. Other stuff was nailed down so it couldn't go anywhere. This one time a group of boys around 11-13 ripped some barrels out of the ground so that they could build their own custom fort, but didn't notice the nails protruding from the barrels. Another kid ran by, ran their hand along the barrel as they ran, and sliced their forearm with their eye open on one of the nails. Thankfully I didn't actually see the aftermath, but that was also quite the gossip. Especially because the victim's parents tried to blame us at first. That threatened lawsuit fell apart pretty quickly when the actual story came out. Real talk though. The whole build your own fort thing in laser tag sounds like a shit ton of fun. You know. Minus the nails and forearm flaying. Don't know if it's weird, but someone got drunk, climbed onto one of the set pieces, and rode it like a horse, grabbing onto the fire sprinkler head above for support, and then proceeded to rip it out of the ceiling, causing the whole arena to flood into the cell phone store below. Thousands of dollars of damage. We followed that up by implementing a strict zero tolerance policy on alcohol. Also the guys we hired to paint the arena walls all space themed hid penises all over the place. It was very dark and they're so easy to miss them. Took a while before we found them all. Nice. Give the penis guys a raise. During a birthday party for a teenager, a 16-year-old girl took a shit on the carpet. She was also the birthday girl. Why would a 16-year-old do such a stupid thing? Like, these rounds are like 5 minutes long. Not an employee, but a player. Back when I was early 20s, me and a few guys went laser tag. Since there was only a couple of us, we got paired with a group of kids and some of their parents. During the match, one of the fathers had looped his arm through his daughter's vest and was using her as a shield, and she was just getting carried around like a little shooting shield. Still makes me laugh. This right here is my favorite in the whole thread. Worked at a small family-run laser tag for about 3 years. I saw so much weird stuff over the years. And with 3 floors and pretty much total darkness, only lighting was UV lights, I knew I was pretty much bound to find weird stuff going on. The worst thing I happened to find was a group of friends, about 7 or 8 people, came in to play a few games. Fast forward to their second game, and as the game is going on, I walk around a corner to a couple, with her hands down his pants and his hand down her pants, fully going at it. Obviously I had to ask them to leave. Although I did want to know what made them even want to do that when there were kids around too. The most SFW weird thing I saw was probably 3 or 4 dads had unenthusiastically joined the game and found them in a large open space on the ground floor trying to beat each other doing handstands. I later found out they were dads of kid gymnasts. The dads wanna ha ha ha. That sounds like a funny WTF. To walk on. Sex. Condoms. Tampons, used and unused. Poop. All of these things can be found in laser tag arenas. The weirdest thing I've seen happen was when I was working in the arena and a kid shit in the middle of the game. Some poor soul game running through and slipped in it. That was fun. Second weirdest was finding shitty underwear in the bathroom. It looked like the scene from Dumb and Dumberer. Third weirdest was the car fire in the parking lot where I had to pull a kid from a car seat. Those places are black holes of normalcy. Everything is weird there. Third weirdest thing is definitely the weirdest. I wasn't an employee, but I was playing laser tag against a group of random kids. And while in the match I saw a kid who took off his laser vest and all his clothes down to his undies. and was running around shooting at people with his laser gun, with the vest dragging by the cord behind him on the floor. Wasn't sure how to react, but he got me with his gun as I wasn't prepared for that. He was 4 parallel universes ahead of you. Former arcade employee. Worked there for a year. We had birthday kid vomited. Didn't tell employees. Had the next group come in and the girl slipped and fell face first into it. Kids who screamed Fortnite. Then proceeded to fall down when they got shot. Crawling around and begging to be revived. I told one he could just get up. As the vest's power back on. He just looked at me and said he was playing Fortnite. A kid came out. Calm as shit. Nose obviously broken and blood pouring everywhere. Said a kid had hit him with a gun. Filed an incident report. Never heard from the kid again. A Hispanic family came in. A lady fainted and the family started screaming at me to get them some alcohol so she would wake up. I did a lot of wing woman work there. Oftentimes girls or guys would ask me to put them on the same team as someone they liked. And it was cute seeing the results. Myra. Necesito cerveza por favor. Pillo de puto escuchar. One day, a birthday party comes in. Everything went normal until the match ended and everyone had to come back. They all made it back and had cake. Except for 2 little dildos who thought it would be hilarious to camp in one of the corners. Everyone noticed they were gone and panicked. 2 other employees went looking for them in the arena. And found them. What was strangest is they decided to make a shit and piss hole if they were gonna be camping there. That was no fun to clean. TLDR. Couple kids took a shit and I had to clean it. Was this outdoors? I've always thought that laser tag was indoors. But you can't really dig through a floor easily. Saw a couple of teens. High as kites. Spend the entire 20 minutes staring at a strobe light. Not even holding phasers. Just serving as points farm for others. Well, at least they were easy points. Many years ago, because I assume watching kids hunt down and shoot their classmates is now less of an appropriate birthday activity than it once was, we did periodic lock-ins where people could pay a flat fee and run though as many games as they wanted to. To keep it fresh and keep people from just camping the corners, we ran different game modes interspaced with regular games plus served pizza and had the arcade. Most people would run a few games and take a break during one of the normal tag games to get some food or chat. A group of 3 teenage boys had run every single game for 3 hours and were just behaving oddly. Their scores were low. They didn't seem to care which team they were on. I followed them, they saw me and played normally if half-heartedly. I waited another 2 games and then sent in some regulars as better spies. About 2 minutes and the lights come up because someone popped the emergency door. The kids had, for reasons known only to stupid teenagers, removed a chain link gate that kept people out of the fog machine area and had been adding weed to the machine, apparently convinced they were going to make everyone high. This is a great story. Went in with a group of old army buddies. 2 were qualified sharpshooters and got absolutely wrecked by a team of 10-12 year olds. Little bastards were so fast. So what you are saying is child soldiers are effective? Not an employee. But my husband and I got engaged at a laser tag arena. He invited about 40 friends to play a massive game and used the code name "Will you marry me?" so that I saw it when he tagged me. I've seen lots of creative ways to ask people out. And this tops them all. When did this happen, BTW? And congrats. I saw a kid lick another kid's face after he shot him. He also moaned like he just came in his jorts. Kids in Oklahoma are weird. Jorts? Get out of my country. Not an employee, but I saw kid, like 9, take out a group of 16-year-olds that me and my group of friends had been trying to eliminate for like an hour. US Army wants to know your location. Melee attacks to conserve ammo. When the kids wouldn't stop shooting in the suit up area, I would tell them to stop wasting ammo. Only one kid ever called me out that there wasn't ammo. I asked her if it got them to stop shooting. She squinted at me, shot me with the blaster, and was quiet. When our time was up, we asked one of the employees to stand beside the wall and look at it, and we executed him. Ducking hell on Feo. The place near me was a top consideration for a meth lab. Danny? Why are so many people shitting in laser tag arena corners ducking HELLLL? If there is one thing I have learned from Reddit, it is that a surprising amount of people are out here doing weird stuff with their shit. Shitting in weird places. Writing on the walls with shit. Etc. etc. Maybe if we are lucky some of it is fake. This is the internet after all, but I have a feeling it is true and people are actually just really ducking gross and shit all over the place. Bit late, but one time a family of 4, mum, dad and 2 boys age 6 I think were playing when all of a sudden I hear a scream. I run to where I heard it to be met with the 2 kids of the family covered in their own tea and another kid around 10 or 11 screaming his ass off in terror as the 2 kids tried to share their poop with him. I quickly called over the parents who ended up having to drag their shit covered kids out of the room, leaving the place being shut down for a week and 3 sets of equipment worth £240 being thrown out. Hey bro. Want to cover yourself in our shit? Duck yeah. That sounds like a grand time. What the duck? What the actual duck? I had my wedding at a venue with laser tag. So I played against an 8-year-old's birthday party in my wedding dress. Definitely lost. They did something similar to my uncle at his bachelor party. Everyone showed up all black. Except him. Whom they put in a white suit. They probably thought I was a weird kid trying to bullet time dive and shoot people like Max Payne. Not a laser tag employee, but had a weird experience at one of my own birthday parties. I may have been 10 at the time. And we were about to go in when an employee stops us. Says they accidentally double booked and would we mind playing with another group. More's the merrier I thought. Then the other party comes in. And takes off their UK Territorial Army uniforms to gear up. So there we are. A bunch of children playing laser tag with a bunch of actual soldiers. I would love to say my good score was a result of being a decent shot. But in reality I was a 10-year-old and managed to get a crawl space in which nobody could see me in the dark. I also imagine that they were going easy on me as I was the birthday boy XD. Edit. People are asking me if a specific poster was involved. Honestly, it was like 16 years ago and it was dark. I think the guys involved could be standing right in front of me and I would have no idea if it was them. I hope one of them became a drill instructor and regularly tells recruits about the time he watched his squad get wiped out by a Duggan 10-year-old. Bro. Everything is either poop or sex. What else are you going to do in a laser tag arena that isn't laser tag? Your taxes? One time a 7-year-old kid came in with his mom for his birthday party all excited. They brought party favors and all kinds of stuff. Time went by and no one had showed up. And he got a little sadder every minute. After about 30 minutes, no one had come at all and they left. It's been 25 years and I still don't have birthday parties anymore. That's when they get to play boss mode. I worked at one for a summer and luckily they kept 2 staff for a fairly low traffic place. If anyone came through without evens or with a really small group they got to play against someone, so one of us 2 employees would give the tutorial and explain they had to beat the boss, staff, best 2 of 3 or however many games they bought. Staff would always demolish first round but then really ham it up and lose badly the rest of the games. You could tell they knew but they like it anyway. 2 kids were playing in the arena. Every few seconds you would hear a shot. Then for a minute straight nothing. 2 minutes. Nothing. Then it resumes. Next game. Someone found a turd in the arena. One of the managers screwed one of the employees back there when we were closing. Lots of people run and get clocked in the head with a laser tag gun. Only a few bleed. Some days we didn't care too much and just stood by the door playing on our cell phone the entire shift. In the winter time, the empty business space in the strip mall next to us had a pipe burst. It flooded into laser tag and we had to shut down. I was frequently grabbed and used as a human shield. Saw a huge pile of vomit and laser tag and decided it wasn't my job as I was getting off in 15 minutes. 2 minutes before I got off. Someone else found it. Still had to clean it. This thing looked like someone ate a large pizza and threw it up. Edit. I have other stories. I ran the laser tag arena for 2 years before managing the fun center itself for 3 years as the head manager. If you have questions or want more stories let me know. Not poop or sex. When I was young my family went to play laser tag. This was in New Orleans. Mostly kids were playing that day. But there was also an older guy, maybe 25. This older guy was competitive. He wanted to win bad. Here I am. Probably 13 years old. Running around like James Bond from N64 GoldenEye. Using the structures to cover myself. I round a corner looking for prey and what do I find? The older guy. Coming at me full speed backwards. Bent over. With his gun between his legs. Ass first. His strategy was simple yet effective. If he shoots between his legs, no one can shoot his chest or back. He was an unbeatable ass gunner. Worst game ever. Ducking like and subscribe.